welcome back. So for today's video, it's going to be a little bit different than my other videos. Most of my videos are usually geared towards mom lifestyle and that kind of thing, and this is also, but this is kind of like from the perspective of a studying mom or parent, because this could work for a dad also. So I wanted to give you guys that are possibly in school, whether it's college or even high school, some study tips for when you have a toddler or a baby or both. These are just ways that I found that I was able to study. I did not see a lot of information as far as studying out there. So I was like trying to figure out what was the best way to study when you have, you know, an infant or a toddler, because when I went back to school, my son was 6 months old, and then when I started taking my state exam, my son was a little bit bigger, but overall it was between the ages of 6 months and a year and a half. So these study tips are for as young as, you know, that age and even younger, and also bigger. So I think these could apply for a lot of different age groups here. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and get right to the information, because if you're watching this, I'm sure that that's what you're looking for. Like, just give me the information. So here it goes. So the first thing is, do not procrastinate. Give yourself time. So I used to be a huge procrastinator, especially when it came to doing my like schoolwork and stuff. And I would just like chug down some Red Bulls and like get my stuff done, like sometimes even the night before. I know, terrible. But once I became a mom, like that was not possible. Like, I'm just going to tell you right now, because you never know when there's going to be a blowout or you didn't get enough sleep or something. So my first tip for you right off the bat is, do not procrastinate stuff. Schedule your stuff, your assignments appropriately. If you are working and going to school and you have a baby, props to you, but make sure that you organize your time accordingly, because this won't, like, you will not be successful if you do not set up your time. I'm telling you right now from the beginning. So get yourself a planner, however you need to do it, but definitely organize your time. The second thing that I would say is, now this worked for me when my son started sleeping more, but if your child is not sleeping as much, this might be harder, because I wanted to try to do this, but it didn't work because I felt really sleep deprived. But my first thing would be study while your child naps. That might seem kind of complicated, again, if your child is not really sleeping. For me, I felt like I couldn't study effectively because my brain was just not working properly. Like, I just was on a lack of sleep. So this might be hard. But if your child is sleeping a good amount of time and you feel like you can study while they nap. My next thing was brilliant, and I don't know how I didn't think about it sooner. It's basically to leave your child in like a YMCA or gym babysitting type thing. So I didn't feel comfortable until my son was a little bigger. So, you know, you could decide how to do this. If you have a very little baby, this might be kind of difficult. But my thing here is that I didn't know that they'll watch your child for up to 2 hours at our local YMCA. And if you're not a member, they only charge like $2, at least in our YMCA. You can also do your local gym, like see if their babysitting will allow that. So basically what I would do is I would just put my son in the babysitting area and then go to like exercise, but I wasn't exercising or doing any of the programs there. What I would do is I would go to like the tables in that in the YMCA and just sit down with all my books and study that way. So it's nice because I had that 2-hour block where somebody could watch him while I was studying. So try that out. And the gym, you could do the same thing too. I mean, they don't really know if you're exercising or not, right? You could just go to the treadmill area and pull out your books. I mean, I don't think they're going to really know the difference. In the end, you're still paying the membership. So anyway, try that out. The next thing that I have here is friends. If you're okay with leaving them with another mom friend, or you could go into another room while they watch your child or children while you study. So I wasn't necessarily really okay with leaving my child because he like wasn't, I think he also was not okay with it. So that made me like not so okay with it either. So what I would do is I would go to my friend's house, they would watch my son, and then I would be in another room either with the door closed, or I would go to my friend's like finished basement and study there, and he wouldn't see me, so he would have fun and play upstairs with my mom friend and her kids, and then I would be downstairs studying and getting my study time in. So just make sure that you're in a room where you're not going to be distracted. Kind of like a given, the next two actually, and that would be family and of course your spouse, whether that be your husband or your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, however it's going to work. But yeah, and then also again, grandparents, aunts, uncles, like ask anybody that you can to help you study during that time. More times than not, people are willing to help you, even if it's, you know, if it's just like for an hour or two here or there. So definitely take advantage of family, and again, if you have some friends. If you don't, again, those other ideas will definitely work for you. The other thing that I wanted to say as far as studying also is just you know, remember that you need to focus on doing your schoolwork. It's a very short period of time, so if that means that housework and that kind of thing needs to be pushed to the side for a little bit, do it. Also, if you are feeling sleep deprived, if you can, like, take a nap while your child naps if possible, and then the next nap that your child has, then study. So like make sure that you get that sleep in though before you're studying, because the information is not going to go into your head if you are super tired. And I tell you this from experience, like the information, like I could sit there and be looking at the books and looking at the information and nothing stuck in my head if I was too tired. Like it just doesn't stay in your head. So my advice is definitely get the rest that you need somewhere in between. And also, if you can, you know, if you can wait an extra semester before you start studying to let your baby grow and develop and have that better sleeping schedule, honestly, I would say do it if you can. If you can push back that time a little bit longer, like I said, I started when my son was 6 months, and that seemed to be okay. But younger than that is probably going to be more complicated. It's not impossible. People do it all the time, and depending on how you study and like what, you know, you can work with, like some people are not that sleep deprived. Like I naturally need more sleep. Some people don't. So anyway, I hope that these study tips helped you, and please comment down below if you have any suggestions as far as studying, in case that there's somebody else that might be able to take advantage from your advice. And let me know if any of the tips that I'm giving you worked for you as well. I would love to hear some feedback on that. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!